Okay, guys, follow up to our Wednesday chat session at GreatStockPicks.com. Herbalife. I have to start with this one because I put out a video last night saying whenever you have a push down and then a base or a bounce and then this secondary push down, said the chart isn't pretty, doesn't look like much, but oftentimes this yields a nice secondary bounce. Okay, now I want to bring in today's candle and tell me that doesn't make me look like a genius. And the only reason I say that is because here's the funny part. I made zero. Sorry, it's funny to me. I made zero from that. Had it on watch. I think some of our members maybe took a long right here and got a nice little trade. I never called Herbalife. I saw this volume spike, and people said that Einhorn was getting ready to speak at some conference or something. I don't really follow all that stuff, but they were scared he was going to say something negative, or I guess he's a powerful guy. I was making Finkel Einhorn jokes because I didn't know the story, and once I saw the way this thing was trading, if you go to like even 2-minute candles, there's a 2-minute candle that was $2. Here's a 2-minute candle that had a range of over $3 in 2 minutes from top to bottom. That's in 2 minutes, over $3. And then this one, even much bigger, right? 44.27 to 49. There's over a $5 candle right there in a couple minutes, and then it reverses completely. So as much as people say, hey, you've got to go for the stocks that are in play, when they're acting this crazy and they're acting on whether or not Finkel or Einhorn is going to say something about Herbalife in the next few minutes, to me that's not trading, that's gambling. So unfortunately, I have to look at this and say I can maybe brag to people and say, hey, I knew it was going to bounce today, and I'll just omit the part that I made zero from it. Crazy action. I did have a guy make a bunch of money on it today, but not because of my call. Anyway, that's my little take on Herbalife. You ever been right about a theory and still not made any money from it? Or even worse, sometimes lose money from it. But anyway, let's go into the calls from today. DRI, you see those lines on there. Daily chart. DRI, a nice move today. Let's go to 5-minute candles. All right, one of our members, knowing what we look for, his name is Kenneth, posted that DRI was in this area that we were looking to buy, okay? And then when it started to bounce back up, I called a long in DRI at 52.66, stopped 20 cents below. Now remember my Herbalife comments because you're getting ready to see some more. All right, 52.66, stop 52.46. Okay, now so this bottom line is the stop. Now let's scroll across. The bottom line never gets hit, does it? And then you had this move. Makes me look like a genius, doesn't it? Here's the capper. I scalped some into this, and being conservative, moved my stop to break even. This is a demon I've been wrestling with for a long time. Once I put money in my pocket, I usually go to a break even stop. I got stopped to break even on the rest. So a little more than sandwich money there, right? Now, on this pullback, I turned on the projector and showed everybody that DRI was at one of my favorite entry setups again. And here's what I did wrong. The SPY, now I'm already out it. If you look at where the stop is, I should have still been in it. At least, I don't care if it's just a couple hundred shares, right? But this was my second entry idea. Even if you got stopped out like me on the rest, right here was my second entry idea. At the exact same time, this was 11:05. You look at the SPY chart, that gnat has been flying around my office for days. He's gone. Okay, sorry. I might have digressed a little bit there. If you look at the SPY chart at exactly 11:05, it's pushing to new lows. Okay, what did I do wrong there? Rather than just say, okay, well, the SPY is pushing to new lows, I don't want to take a long. Well, we knew we had DRI that was super strong, right? And it's pulling back to the 520 here and giving a nice setup. And I contend that this wouldn't have pulled back here if the SPY wasn't pushing the strong stocks down with it. But it's still right at the bottom of a range. Perfect setup for a second entry. Talked myself out of it because of the SPY. Okay. Now, I had a green day, but you look at charts like this, I gave the initial entry, stop never gets hit, secondary entry, I didn't take, and I missed out on this entire move. So, you ever been right in the market and you still feel like an idiot at the end of the day? That's where I'm at. What else do we have here? Expedia. Give props to another member. Now, this one I did a good job on. Well, a fairly good job. Expedia, another member, Kevin, posted Expedia was right here when it looked like this. I switched to a lower time frame candle, called the entry, I think, at 42.35. Stop 20 cents below. There's the trigger. And a quick move to 42.80, really. And then it actually grinded higher and ended up closing strong. So Expedia, nice little daily chart there. but a nice low risk entry there too. Now a couple that that didn't work. GT early in the morning, which I usually don't trade early. GT was running up into resistance, and I called a short right there. I think at 1075, 20-cent stop, and that was 1095, and my stop would have been a much better short entry. Anyway, I blew that one too. 20-cent loss on that one, and I think that might have been it for the day. Oh, PAY, called a long in PAY, somewhere in this base here, and got about a 20 to 30 cent move, sold some, went to a break-even stop, and this is a case where the break-even stop worked. So you could go back and look at charts over and over and say, well, this one I should have stayed in, and this one I should have moved my stop to break even. So it's not necessarily worth beating yourself up over, but the more I trade, the more I realize you got to give a small percentage of your trade. You got to force a small percentage of your trade to actually stop out, because sometimes they don't, and you can miss out on a really nice move. Having said that, being someone who takes profits quickly, gets to a break-even stop, I said to my chat room members today, there are certainly worse issues I could have as a trader, right? I could be someone who has to lay on the shrink's couch and say, I can't adhere to stops. That's the only thing killing me. And, that's not my problem. If anything, I'm too conservative. If you're someone who just won't allow stops to work, then you're in much bigger trouble than I am. But still, a little bit annoyed at myself today. And I think that was it for the day. Forgive me if I missed any. But overall, pretty nice day. It could have been much, much nicer. All right, I'll get out of your ears and we'll talk to you guys later.